If you're starting or running a business, a project management tool is a must. Now, I'm not big on musts, but trust me, a project management tool is going to make your life so much easier when running your business. I like to think of it as like your second brain. It's the central place for everything that you need, do, and utilize to operate your business. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 core ways that you may utilize a project management tool within your business. I think for a lot of people, they hesitate getting started with a project management tool because they're not really sure what they should be using it for. So we're going to just talk about 4 core categories that you can use a project management tool to help you run your business. And in case you don't know me, I'm Mariah and my business is Bloom Hustle Grow, where I help service-based entrepreneurs get their business operations organized and optimized to make the hustle happier. Before we dive into the 4 categories, I do want you to know that I have a video I'll link below where I walk you through some of my Trello boards. Trello is my project management tool of choice, but honestly, it does not matter what tool you pick. You can utilize any project management tool for these categories. So let's dive into those 4 main categories that you can utilize a project management tool for. So let's start with the obvious one. It's called a project management tool for a reason. You can utilize it to manage any project you have for your business. When I think of project management within a business, I think of more of a one-off or finished and done type project. So this might be creating a website for your business or doing branding for your business. Be a project large enough to require multiple steps over several days or weeks or maybe even months. For example, I wouldn't create a whole project board or project or team, whatever it's called within your particular project management tool, to update my Facebook profile. That would just be a task within my project management tool. But I would if I was rebranding my whole business, because that's going to take multiple steps and have impacts across multiple areas of my business. Boards or projects that you may create in terms of project management might be creating a course, a launch plan, developing your website or rebranding, managing client projects, like if you design websites for somebody, you have like large scale graphic design projects, anything that has a lot of like big moving pieces. Then we have business planning and management. This is broader than a single goal or a single timeline. This would be utilizing your project management tool to help with the big picture of your business goals and routine tasks. So this category includes things like daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly tasks, client management, tracking of goals and strategic vision for your business, and content and editorial calendars. This category is really anything that you're doing day to day to run your business. Next category is business operations, documentation, and processes. So this category may be part of your day-to-day operations. For example, for your content strategy, you may have a board for that, but it also may include steps on how you actually execute that strategy. For example, how I publish a blog post. So my process for publishing a blog post might live on that particular board, but it may also not live on that board. So you may have documentation that doesn't necessarily fit into your day-to-day operations. I have a business dashboard that I use, and it holds things like social media profiles, scheduling links, branding information, links to files with other important documents that I don't necessarily use day-to-day in my business operations, but these are things that are related to my business that I need to access easily, and I don't want to have to dig through files or emails or stuff like that to find it. So that's more when I say documentation or processes. But again, processes may live within some of your other more day-to-day operation boards. Here are a few more ideas in terms of business operations documentation. It might be inbox management system. So you may put a lot of your emails into your project management tool to triage or assign to people. Customer service response like swipe files. And then finally, the 4th category is organization of resources, ideas, research, and inspiration. Have you ever had a brilliant idea and then you can't find the notebook you wrote it down in? Well, you can cut that out if you're utilizing your project management tool. The type of boards you may want to utilize for this particular category would be a content bank. So a content bank is like all of my past blog posts. I have links there, I have graphics there. I can easily use it. So if somebody asks me a question in a Facebook group, or I have a client, I'm like, hey, I wrote this about this, or I recorded this YouTube video about this topic, I can easily send them a link to that without having to search on my website or search through YouTube trying to find that particular video. I have it organized and categorized within a content bank in my project management tool. I also have a course hub, a learning hub. So this stores all the courses I bought since I started my business. So again, I know the resources that I have at hand, and I can go back and reference those, and I don't have to dig through my email trying to find the login to that particular course. Social media bank, so much like a content bank, maybe you're producing Instagram posts and you can save those in your project management tool to reuse later. Facebook ads bank, so if you're creating a lot of Facebook ads, or you're like researching Facebook ads that worked well within your particular market, you can use your project management tool to store those in. Any kind of inspiration bank, maybe you save emails that you've been sent that you're like, oh, I love how they structured that email, or I like how they presented this particular information. You can store that in your project management tool for reference later when you're using it for inspiration. You, of course, can have idea boards, anything where you want to keep track of particular information or ideas that you've come up with. You can stick those in a project management board and you categorize it so everything's not just jumbled up in a notebook. One smart tip that I can tell you about that is, like, some people are really attached to paper, or they've like jotted down a great idea on paper. You can type that in, but you can also just like snap a picture of it on the piece of paper as long as you make it readable, and you can upload that to your project management tool, just that picture of whatever the note is you jotted down. It's a great way to keep all those ideas and the inspirations organized and in one place, and it makes it so much more usable. And of course, most of these boards can be interrelated or interlinked. For example, I use my project management tool for my 90-day plan, but I link to other boards that house different strategies, because I have my content strategy on a completely separate board on its own, but I link to tasks there and cards there that I need to make sure that I'm doing within like my weekly tasks to make sure my content strategy is getting done. So it is definitely all interrelated. I just wanted to give you 4 core ideas about how you might use a project management tool in your business. And again, you can find a video where I walk you through some of my Trello boards so you can kind of get an idea of how this looks in action. If you need help picking the right project management tool for you, I do have a quiz linked below, and it will match you with a project management tool. At the end of the day, it's all about finding what works best for you. So if you haven't dived into using a project management tool yet, don't wait another day to get started. Pick one, try it out. If it doesn't work, pick a new one and try that out. I promise you, once you have a project management tool that you use for every piece of your business operations and it's your central hub, your business life will be so much easier. And you can subscribe to my channel and get new tips about how to make your business life easier each Monday.